Hello and welcome back to the Study Legal English YouTube channel. I'm Louise. Welcome if this is your first time here, and welcome back if you are a regular. Today we're diving into part 2 of Legal English collocations with make or do. So if you missed the first part, do check out that video. And so today we're going to go over some more collocations. You'll have a chance to test your skills with a fun quiz. I'm going to give you a sentence with a missing part. You're going to guess whether the missing part is make or do. And after each guess, I'll explain the meaning and give you another example. At the end, we're going to do a quick fire round where you can simply guess very quickly the missing make or do of all of the words that we've covered today, all of the collocations that we've covered today. So if you don't want the long explanation, simply go to the end of the video. Okay, so let's go. Question number 1. Before finalising the agreement, you'll need to an offer to the other party. Before finalising the agreement, you'll need to an offer to the other party. 3, 2, 1. Make. Okay, you make an offer. To make an offer. What does it mean? It means to propose something. As well as that, when you make an offer, okay, that's one element to form a binding contract. There has to be an offer. Another example is the client made an offer of $100,000 to settle the dispute. All right, let's go on to the next question, number 2, or statement number 2. It's essential to a review of all the contract clauses before signing. It's essential to a review of all the contract clauses before signing. Okay, let's have a look. The answer here is do. Do is more common. Okay. To do a review means to examine materials carefully. Okay. It means to to check everything, that everything is correct. Another example is we'll need to do a review of the terms and conditions. We'll need to do a review of the terms and conditions. You can, of course, to be more concise, in fact, this is probably even more common than using the collocation, is to simply use the verb, okay, to review instead of to do a review. We'll need to review the terms and conditions. There are some common alternatives. You can say to conduct a review, which again, it sounds a little bit like if you watched part 1, to conduct often has this feeling of being quite formal in the sense of an authority is doing a review. Okay, so some kind of authority, some kind of public entity, some public authority, public body, okay, conducting a review of something, or maybe an academic study. A very common alternative is to carry out a review. Okay, we need to carry out a review of something. Right, let's move on. We've got question number 3. The attorney had to an excuse for missing the filing deadline. The attorney, the lawyer, had to an excuse for missing the filing deadline. Okay, 3, 2, 1. The answer is to make an excuse. To make an excuse means to give a reason for not doing something, usually. To give a reason for something usually negative. Often it can be insincere, it's not true, you're just saying, you're giving some random reason for why something didn't happen. Okay. So let's have a look. Another example sentence. The client made an excuse for losing the data, stating technical issues as the cause. The client made an excuse for losing the data, stating technical issues as the cause. All right, let's move on. Number 4. You'll need to the paperwork for the incorporation of the new company. You'll need to the paperwork for the incorporation of the new company. Make or do. 3, 2, 1. The answer here is do. Okay. But let's have a look at the meaning. Okay, to do the paperwork means to complete the documentation. the paper, okay, to fill in the forms. An example is, she spent the morning doing the paperwork for the merger. She spent the morning doing the paperwork for the merger. Let's move on. Number 5, okay. Let's arrangements for the client meeting next week. Let's arrangements for the client meeting next week. 3, 2, 1. The answer is to make. Okay, to make arrangements, not to do arrangements. To make arrangements means to organise or preparing for something. Another example is, we'll need to make arrangements for a conference call. Okay, we'll need to plan it, prepare for it. Pay attention that a more concise version would be to use directly the verb, but there's an important point here, okay? So if you said we'll need to arrange the client meeting, very often the feeling that we get from that is that you actually need to schedule the meeting, okay? All right, let's move on. Number 6, the defense lawyer needed to an argument for why the evidence should be excluded. The defense lawyer needed to an argument for why the evidence should be excluded. 3, 2, 1. The answer is to make an argument. Okay, what does it mean? To make an argument in a legal English context, it means to present a legal point or to present reasons that support your argument, okay? To present points as to why someone should agree with you. You're trying to persuade someone. Another example is, she made a compelling argument for the defendant's innocence. She made a compelling argument for the defendant's innocence. She presented many points as to why the defendant was innocent and trying to persuade us to think the way that she was thinking. Okay, let's move on. So, number 7. The lawyer decided to amendments to the existing contract. The lawyer decided to amendments to the existing contract. 3, 2, 1. The answer is to make amendments. Okay. So to make amendments means to modify something. Okay, to modify a document, to modify a contract. Of course, the direct verb would simply be to amend. Another example is, we'll need to make amendments to the lease agreement. We'll need to make amendments to the lease agreement, following the meeting with the client. A more concise version would be, we'll need to amend the lease agreement. The lawyer decided to amend the existing contract. You can use directly that verb. All right, next one, number 8. This case involves a lot of cross-border elements. We often cross-border work. This case involves a lot of cross-border elements. We often cross-border work. Okay, 3, 2, 1. To do, we do work. We do a type of work. Okay. To do cross-border work means to handle multi-jurisdictional matters. Okay, you're working, across jurisdictions. You're working on international cases or with international clients. Another example is, our firm specialises in doing cross-border work. Our firm specialises in doing cross-border work. Number 9, the penultimate question. The penultimate gap fill. During the hearing, the witness was asked to a statement regarding the events in question. During the hearing, the witness was asked to a statement regarding the events in question. Okay, 3, 2, 1. To make a statement, not to do a statement. To make a statement means to say something, either to say or to state something either in writing or orally. Okay. Another example is, the witness made a statement confirming the timeline of events. The witness made a statement confirming the timeline of events. Final question, number 10. Before approving the financial records, we need to an audit of the company. Before approving the financial records, we need to an audit of the company. Okay. 3, 2, 1. The answer is to do an audit. Okay. To do an audit means to review compliance, to check the documents, to check everything is as the company says it is. For example, the financial reports, the financial records. Okay. So, another example sentence is the external firm has been hired to do an audit of the accounts. The external firm, the accountancy firm, has been hired to do an audit of the accounts. There are more common alternatives to do, okay? You can say to conduct an audit, to carry out an audit, to complete an audit, okay? And all of these are quite commonly used with audit, okay? We're now going to do the quick fire round. I'm going to simply give all of the collocations that we've had in this video and you can quickly try to guess them, okay? All right, so let's have a look. Number 1, to something an audit, to something cross-border work, to something arrangements, to something an excuse. Number 5, to something an argument. Number 6, to something a statement. Number 7, to something amendments. Number 8, to something the paperwork. Number 9, to something an offer. And number 10, to something a review. Okay, so now let's look at the answers and see how many you got right. To do an audit, okay, to do an audit, to do cross-border work, to make arrangements, to make an excuse, to make an argument, to make a statement, to make amendments, to do the paperwork, to make an offer, to do a review. How many did you get correct? Let me know. Leave a comment below, make your own sentences using these collocations. And yeah, I hope that you have learned something today. I hope that it's been helpful for you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my website, www.studylegalenglish.com, for extra resources for your legal English, and join my Facebook group, the Study Legal English group. You can find me on Instagram. My Instagram is @legalenglisher. Thank you for watching and see you next time.